Hi guys, I'm Vanessa and welcome back to the channel. So for today's video I'm going to be talking about Chet Hanks. Yes, the son of Tom Hanks. That is the famous actor that acts in Forrest Gump. He's in some other movies. I think most recently Mr. Rogers. I think that's why he's at the Golden Globes.
Please won't you be my neighbor?
Anyways, so Tom Hanks from Forrest Gump, he was at the Golden Globes getting an award. And of course he brought his family. Aww. Which included Chet Hanks, which is one of his sons. Now, on the red carpet interview, Chet Hanks was interviewed and he decided to respond with a Jamaican accent.
Big up the whole island massive. It's your boy Chet, coming straight from the Golden Globes, you know what I'm saying? Me father Tom Hanks presenting in a what soon forward come. Big up, tune in. Oh, you're so nice, oh, you're so nice, oh, you're so nice.
Alright. My thing about this is, I do not find it offensive as I am a Jamaican born and grown, and I do not find it offensive and being around the tourist areas in Jamaica. But if you're around the tourist areas, a lot of tourists come there, they're of a lot of different races and they try to speak Patois, and it's always funny when they try to speak it because in their head, when sometimes they just say a full sentence and put man at the end of it, like, how are you doing, man? And they assume, oh, they're speaking Patois. But for him, he actually did a little work because he sent things that you'd have to know from a lot of exposure to Patois. Because I try to teach people Patois and it's hard sometimes to get them to say it right. I'm not saying he's saying it 100% right, but at the same time, it sounds pretty close. And then his whole body language, he's trying to like imitate some of the DJs. And I think it's funny. Now, why do people think it's culturally inappropriate? I think it's because he is white. And a lot of people probably don't know this, but Jamaicans are not all black.
Grown and telling everybody, I am Jamaican too.
Man, born and grow, yeah. We live the life, we have done it, we have done it, everything. See? Good.
You speak Chinese, John?
No Chinese. Strictly Patois.
Yeah, no Chinese at all.
No Chinese.
Yeah, don't know the language at all.
Don't know it at all. Strictly
Original Jamaican.
Chinese.
Yeah.
IB diploma, the Rolls Royce of pre-university programs. It's when when you go into the university tours, they say IB kids get put on the top of the pile.
First, it's given me an international background, so I have an understanding of different perspectives when I go into university.
It really opened my eyes to a bunch of all the situations happening globally, not just in Jamaica or in my own life.
I do a lot of different things like tennis and key club, and I even started drama. So
I do biology higher level and chemistry higher level, so those two have helped me.
Especially since there's only 36 of us in the class.
There were kids from all over, from different schools as well, so I think we definitely formed a bit of a family.
Black Jamaicans are black, white, Asian. There's a lot of different races in Jamaica. As a matter of fact, our motto is out of many, one people. And that is because there's a lot of different races and they all come together as one. And for the most part, most Jamaicans are not 100% of African descent. There are a lot of different races that come together to make Jamaica. So we are very welcoming to different races, and at the same time, we're not welcoming to racism and things like those. But we are not as sensitive to some words, like for example the N-word. Like, I am calling it the N-word now because I've been in America for a little bit and I've learned through coming here that it's not a word that people say and it should be offensive. But when I just came fresh out of Jamaica, the N-word was not offensive to me at all. I found it funny But I learned here that it's one of those things that people call it culturally inappropriate, and people actually get in trouble for using it. Because I think one of the first time when I was at work, someone said it to me, and another coworker overheard it, and they reported it, and they were saying, they brought me to the side and they apologized, and they were saying sorry for what happened to me. But I didn't know that something happened to me, to be honest, because I didn't know that if a white person say that to you, it is offensive, because I did not know. Because I didn't find it offensive, and even after I learned that, I do not think it's offensive. Like, why is one word going to hurt me? Like, I know there is a lot of history to it, but we Jamaicans, we use it, and we don't use it to be, you can use it to be offensive, but at the same time you can just use it to be funny. And for the most part, if somebody should use it to me, it's not it's not commenting on my appearance, it's not commenting on my it's not doing anything to tarnish my reputation. So it's not something that I will fight someone for. I personally do not care. Now, for this video, I think it's funny. A lot of people are debating over it. For the most part, those who find it offensive, I realize, aren't even Jamaicans. Most of those, like a good 90% of those who find this video offensive, are actually not even of Jamaican descent. They have Jamaican friends. Well, if they notice that Jamaicans are the ones that find it offensive, they should just let it go. You always say it.
Yo, big up the youth them way out of Kingston. We wake up this morning and we see the thing turn up. Internet gone mad. Respect, you don't know. We soon forward a yard. Booyaka, booyaka.
Alright. What he said it in the correct way. And I saw a video with someone saying how booyaka is outdated. Yes, it is outdated, and that's why it is funny, because booyaka isn't even really outdated. It's just one of those things that was more popular before. It's not as popular now, but it is known as a part of the culture. So I'm surprised that he even knew about that. So that made this video even more funnier, that he's able to say booyaka like a shabba ranking, because we know what that means.
Dumpling, booyaka for shabba ranking.
We Jamaicans know what that means, and other people who aren't aware of Jamaican culture probably wouldn't even get it. But that makes it all the more funnier, because even if a regular Jamaican should say booyaka right now, it's funny because it marked an old era in Jamaica that's predominantly Jamaican, so that makes it a lot funnier. And then when he was saying I know that was a thing that was popular like a couple of years ago too. So it's funny to me that he knows all of that, and it's kind of impressive too. Like, where did he learn that? That's what came to my mind. Is he 100% correct in how they say the things? No, he could use a little sharpening, but it's actually really good, because I hear a lot of people who claim they're Jamaicans when actually they aren't. It's just their parents are Jamaicans. Because listen to this, Jamaica is a country, and Jamaican culture is not a race. So you cannot be like, oh, I'm half Jamaican and half... Jamaica is not a race. Jamaica is a culture, and it's a culture that has a lot of different races inside of it. Let me know below what you think about it. I think it's funny, to be honest. Do you remember a couple of years ago, I think it was in 2014, when the mayor of Toronto was caught speaking Jamaican Patois as well?
I am. Mayor Rob Ford did speak to reporters about this today. He appeared to be speaking sort of in a Jamaican accent.
I mean, even when Barack Obama came and came to Jamaica and he spoke in Patois, it was very impressive to the people, and a lot of people there found that funny also.
Greetings, Massive. Hey. Wagwan, Jamaica.
Now, I think the main debate about Chet, why this is considered problematic, is because a couple years ago he made a rap song and he used the N-word in it, and people think that it was wrong for him as a white person to use the N-word, And personally, in Jamaica, it is not as, they're not as sensitive to it as they are here. A lot of things are not, people are not so sensitive to in Jamaica. For example, we have a huge Asian population there, and to be respectful, a lot of Jamaicans refer to a Chinese person as Chin, and here it would be wrong and culturally inappropriate to call someone Miss Chin. But in Jamaica, they call a lot of the shop owners Miss Chin, just to be respectful. They don't know what their last name is. Sometimes it's Chin, sometimes not, but they call them Chin, and it's just normal. Even if someone is part Asian and they look Chinese, they call them Chin, and it's considered a normal thing. It's not usually considered to be harmful, and people do not say it to be harmful. They just say it because it's just something that's been passed down as a normal. And Jamaicans usually just call things as they see it, because even in my community where I live in the country, they call people as they are. There's a man that looks like a donkey, they call him Donkey Man, and there's another one that they call Donkey. There's a one with a fat head, they call him Fathead. There's one with big ears, we call him Ears. And then this goes on. If someone is really dark, we call them Blacker. If someone is really light skinned, we call them Whitey. Like my grandfather, he was brown, they call him Brown Man. And then there's an entertainer that sings called, he's yellow skinned, so they call him King Yellow Man. Jump for happiness and jump for joy. You know fi call yellow man no boy. And that's just how Jamaicans are. They call things as they see it, and people do not really take offense to it. They're not as sensitive. For example, if somebody is fat, they say, oh, they're fat. But here it's a whole big thing. You could get into trouble for calling someone fat. Whereas in Jamaica, it's totally different.
Yeah, man, the DJ in the man. Yo, Stylex!
Yo, sir!
You love your life out here.
How that? Fatty! God, no! Fatty! Tell you this, me love my fatty. Pipe on the body. Me love my fatty.
Whereas in Jamaica, it's totally different. People aren't as sensitive, and calling someone fat is not even looked at as something serious, unless the person has a health problem and you're doing it in a malicious way. It takes a lot for it to roll over into something offensive, if you get what I'm saying. Guys, that's it for this video. Let me know your thoughts below in the comments, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video tomorrow. Bye.